Praviet. That's my best Ukraine or all the Ukrainian that I have actually. I thought it might be nice since what's going on in Ukraine right now to say hi in Ukrainian today. Um, with that being said, even though I started off a little heavy right now with Ukraine. I mean, it is an important um, part in our lives right now at this time and place that we're living in. Um, it's, it's it's essential. It's gonna define a lot of things. What comes about from this conflict, whether Ukrainian fends off the invasion or Russia succeeds in conquering Ukraine, or if there's some sort of stalemate where I mean at the end of the day Russia's gaining more than losing. It's they're even gaining territory is still detrimental to the world. Um, but I want to talk about, I mean, to get away from that, that'll be another video. I want to talk about oh yeah, I'm not wearing the the light mask again. I haven't. Next video I'll probably wear it. I want to talk about though movies. I want to do something lighthearted today. Uh, I haven't made it known that I'm a big movie buff, or I used to be. I used to like movies a lot. I feel like over time, like a lot of my stuff that I used to like growing up, movies, um, sports, it's kind of fell to the wayward side because I feel like uh, movies and sports, you could tell that it's just there's no art form as much to movies and sports as there used to be. I mean, yes, you have to be some sort of actor and that halfway decent still. There is a skill called acting, but I don't think most actors are good at it. You know what I mean? I don't. I would say majority of the actors nowadays are not good at acting. And then the formula to making movies is like action, 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 you know, or there's no formula at all. It's just a bunch of random acting, really no plot twists. And then when it comes to sports, I just feel like sports is just a business. Don't get me wrong; those people are in shape. They're professional athletes. It's I think for the most part, all sports is scripted. All major televised sports. Because that's a business. They need to protect their business investments. So I feel like it's always coincidental. Like Chiefs are back in it. Oh, but it's Patrick Mahomes. No, business executives choose who they want to send to the Super Bowl. Or the year of COVID, it was super convenient that both Dodgers and Lakers won the championships that year. You might as well have made freaking the Rams win. I mean, the Rams won it the year after, pretty much. It's interesting though. With that being said, though, let's go to the point of this video though. Movies. Uh, I have always liked movies. For me, I I would say that I like any genre, but you know what? I mean, unlike music, where I like pretty much all genres of music. I think in movies there's some genres that I'm just like, you know, like I've never been a really big like musical fan. I mean, there's ones that I've watched that I actually like Phantom of the Opera. That was a pretty good musical, but I mean that story is just pretty cool, anyways. They just happen to sing in it, and actually, I think it being a musical is the best way to do Phantom of the Opera. I don't think it'd be as fun or exciting to watch if it wasn't, Phantom, a musical, because they're in an opera house and psychological, you know, uh, mental problems there. The people sing or the bad guy sings a lot, and I don't really watch a lot of like I guess rom-coms. I mean, I do watch them, but I just don't really, for the most part, care for rom-coms. I think it's pretty generic all the time. Another genre that like I know like my mom watches a lot, and there might I might get backlash for it. It's like all the simple goody movies, like the Hallmark movies. You could tell they're low budget. You could tell their acting's not on par to real life acting, or maybe it is nowadays. People do act like zombies. Maybe it is accurate. I just don't really care for it. Myself. Uh, I used to love like action movies, and like as I gotten older, it's like every damn movie out there is an action movie. You know what I mean? So like, it's crazy for me to say it, but I'm not really a big action movie fan anymore. Not the action movies that they're putting out nowadays. You know what I mean? It's just all like it's all action with crappy acting, bro. On top of it, and that they do all that action to hide to mask the crappy acting. You know what I mean? Uh, I do like war movies. I feel like it's accurate. I like historical films about a time, a place, or person. Because I want to gear away from all the negative. I do like let's see. I do like comic book movies for the most part. Um, I feel like DC's better when it comes to their to single because they're better. I feel like because with their one hero movies, you know what I mean? Because their one heroes are so polarizing, like Superman and Batman. Like those alone, bro, you don't even need to expand in the universe, bro. You know what I mean? But I do feel, I mean, and it makes sense because Marvel was made like 30, years after Detective Comics. You know what I mean? So I feel like they're better. It was better planned out and mapped out the Marvel universe. So I grown to like Marvel more in that sense. But I understand how DC, they couldn't really combine their universes, bro. Because I mean that was they were creating something new that has never been done before. In comic books back in the 30s and 40s. But I do like those. I like stuff like that. I don't really. I do like suspense movies. I feel like suspense is probably a genre that has risen over time on my my charts of what I like. Um, I do like drama movies, uh, like real life kind of just living situations, kind of like a one Pursuit of Happiness. I guess that's a historical one though too because it's based on a true story. Uh, but like stuff like that. Um, I feel like streaming apps are the big new wave. You know what I mean of what film or um, you know making productions is gonna be, bro. Whether that's movies that go straight to Netflix or Amazon or Apple or whatnot, or if it's series, and I feel like they get money either way. I feel like with film that go straight to those streaming companies, I feel like it's better for like big well-known names like Adam Sandler, and like I see a lot of these big well-established actors going that route. I feel like as like kind of pet projects and kind of just doing stuff that they always probably wanted to do, and now that they have more flexibility to do it, they put their films out there. Now I think that these streaming companies, um, they're better built for like doing series. You know what I mean? Or I was gonna say television series, but doing like series type film, filmmaking, like what's that? Among Us or the Last of Us or whatnot. The Game of Thrones, how that's only I believe on what HBO Max. Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. I think that they're better suited that way. Fantasy is another genre I like. For the most part, I like fantasy. Like Lord of the Rings. That's a pretty good series. I, I I couldn't get into. I know I'm gonna get flack for this, but I couldn't get into Game of Thrones, like the actual regular series. I watched the first two seasons up until the point where everybody was killed at that wedding, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It's like all the actors are getting killed off. What's the point of even watching this anymore? I just felt like it was kind of tacky. That show was kind of tacky. Uh, I don't know. It sounded kind of it just felt corny, but. It felt corny when I was watching it, so I couldn't get into that. It was like a knock. It's like, I mean, nothing against the writer of it or the production company that made it or the actors that were in that show, but it kind of felt like a knockoff version of Lord of the Rings, bro. Really, honestly, it feels like a knockoff version of like another fantasy genre in a way. I do really really like House of the Dragon though. I feel like that has more of a historical kind of fantasy feel to it, and that's why I like that one. And I feel like the acting's even better. I feel like there's not a lot of just random killing and weird stuff like that. Who knows? I might bite my words and they might go weird, but it doesn't feel that way yet. Um, yeah, I'm like just trying to think if there's any other genres of series. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, like I do like to go to the movies still sometimes. I feel like there's some movies you just have to watch like in theater. It won't do any justice watching it at home, streaming it or whatnot. Like Ant-Man, I want to go see in theaters. I plan to go see in theaters because I think that movie will just be good watching it on the big screen with the sound effects and stuff. Uh, Batman, the latest one with Robert Pattinson. I seen that in theaters because I mean Batman. You got to just see Batman in theaters. It's just one of those movies. Um, Avatar's a movie to see in theaters. I just feel like I'm not a huge like Avatar fan. I like the world and the idea behind Avatar. I just felt like the acting was kind of odd. Like I like Rosario Dawson, or not Rosario Dawson. Sorry, Zoe Saldana, but I felt like I don't know, like that character in that movie was just highly emotional. Her alien character in that movie is like it reminds me. I never really, and I know people are probably gonna give me more slack on this. I never really got into like Harry Potter. I thought it was cool. It's not. I wasn't against it. I'm not saying like, oh, it's not cool. I just never got into Harry Potter, and I feel like one of the tacky, and he's a good actor too. One of the tacky things about Harry Potter's the bad guy, Lord Voldemort, and how he wails like, I don't. It's like, there's just some things about series, and I'm like, I can't, man. you know hey, if you like it, that's cool. For me, I couldn't get into it, man. Don't get me wrong, man, I like movies with wizards and stuff, man. Merlin or whatnot. The one with Nick Cage, and I forgot what the young guy's name was. But I like wizard movies. It's not that I'm against wizards, bro. Gandalf's dope, bro. You know. Uh, but yeah. Oh, a movie I seen the other day. I recommend it if you've never seen it before. It's an older Disney movie, but if you get a chance to see Flight of the Navigator, very cool movie. Uh, it's just a cool story. It's a cool storyline. So it's my recommended video or movie to see since I'm about to end this video. So if you get a chance to, if you have never heard of it before, watch Flight of the Navigator. I don't know, it might come off boring to some people, but it just brought back nostalgia for me. All right, take care.